Today we're talking about helping people with autism or other brain-based language impediments to be able to communicate, to express themselves. And there's a new app in development to do just that. And involved in making that app, we have a couple of seniors from Florida Poly who are helping to do that. Andrew Lopez is a senior at Florida Poly. Celeste Ramirez, also a senior. And then Albert Fernandez, you are the co-founder and CEO of Assistive Communications Technology. So thank you all for being with us. Albert, we'll start with you. Tell us about this new app, the idea behind research, and what it's going to do.
Well, Oigo app is an assistive communications tool that will help patients with speech and language-based disabilities express and cope with their feelings and their frustrations. It's something we're really excited about. It's something that doesn't exist in the market today, and it developed with myself and my cousin Brenda Jensen, who's watching. Her daughter Genevieve is as an adult woman with significant speech and language disabilities problems, and we discovered after much of her life an inability for her to really express the needs and the feelings that were inside of her. Mm-hmm. And the more research we did, we've gone to Johns Hopkins, we've gone to the Kennedy Krieger Institute, the National Science Foundation, that there's a huge untapped market for the millions of people who inside know what they want to say and can't get the words out. So this is what Oigo is doing. It's trying to unite these two components of social emotional health in one simple app.
All right, and it's an app that's being developed, and you folks here from Florida Poly are helping to do that. Celeste, what's that process been like for you? How are you going about doing this?
It's been a really rewarding process. We do a lot of communication with Albert. We do various passes on, what he envisions for the app. And then we take it and we really break it down into what that means in code.
Okay.
And we try our best to, because we have restrictions, we have limitations and things, we try our best to make those requirements meet what the app is trying to achieve.
It's almost another language in itself, coding, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And Andrew, as you work on this, and obviously you're interested in this in your college career and afterwards, to know that what you're working on is going to help people who can't express themselves and who need to. What's that like for you to be part of that?
Strangely, it's kind of jarring, but in a good way, because you never think...
It's a huge task.
Yeah, it's a very huge task, because you think this is just a school project, but then you realize that this is going to be put out into the real world for people to use, and it's going to have a big impact, a positive impact for these types of people. Mm-hmm. So that's that's just a very good thought to have.
Yeah, it's a great project to be part of. How will it work?
It's different from most of the other speech and language apps out there, in the sense that most of them are icon-based. They'll have images and emojis and things like that express a basic feeling or emotion. What we've come together with our friends at Poly is more of a phrase-based approach. Something's a lot more deep than just "I'm upset," but it's something that taps into reasons why you might be upset. A classic example is, "I'm frustrated because you ignore me," which is something that happens to people with special needs a lot of times. So what this is, it's a simple array of buttons and phrases that with 3 or 4 taps on the keyboard or on the screen, a patient or user can express not only "I'm frustrated," but "I'm frustrated specifically because you won't listen to me." It's also our colleagues at Florida Poly have been able to get it customizable as well, so that if one of the preset reasons for my frustration or my anger or my scared is not there, you can compose your own reasons for it. After that, the second component is, this is Oigo, we call it Oigo Self, Social Emotional Language Facilitation. And then Oigo Help Me is the second component, which really separates us from all of the other tools that are out there. Instead of just saying, "Okay, so I'm frustrated because you won't listen to me. What do you do now?" And it steps into something called Oigo Help Me. Oigo Help Me allows the same user to say, when I'm frustrated, what can I do? And this tool gives them a list of options, also customizable options to say, when I'm frustrated, I can write in my journal, or I can call a friend. It prevents, our goal is to prevent this sort of the disruptive, self-mutilating behavior and the
Not being able to
depression
get that out.
that happens so often with people with special speech needs. Yeah.
Now, I mentioned autism as one of these, but I guess we would also be talking about dementia or brain trauma or other.
Any of a variety. There's we've not found an exact number, but it's somewhere in the tens of millions of people that suffer some kind of a brain-related either trauma, traumatic brain injury, early dementia, frontal temporal dementia, things of that nature. And yes, and one of the components of all of those is the inability to express oneself. You know what you want to say. We always have these moments in our lives, some of us of a certain age, we call it a senior moment. And you forget a word or two, but we're talking about people who live their lives like that. And those are the target audiences.
And with Florida Poly being involved, this is something that Florida Poly does in many different aspects of technology world, getting involved in some real life applications here. What's your experience been at Florida Poly? I mean, it's our state's newest university. What's that been like for you? I know that first class, you had the full free ride to go just to try it out. Others reduced tuition. So what's the verdict from those who are taking part?
So my experience at Florida Poly, having seen other university life, vicariously, if you will, Florida Poly has so much hands-on experience, so much.
Avocados, I'm hoping will ripen to commit the banana. They were feeling like touch them. They might go be ready by Saturday. No, that's right. It's shut off.
Okay, that was it.
Oh, you said